Good morning, everyone. It's Jennifer. I'm back to share with you, a design theme project that I just completed for Debbie Ann at Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And believe it or not, when I started making junk journals about, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, Debbie Ann was the first person I came across who offered free tutorials on her website, and I learned so much from her. So Debbie Ann, thank you for that, because without that, I'm not sure I ever would have taken this venture. So but I'm hooked. So in any case, this is her new kit she just released, and it's called Spring Woodland, and it's a beautiful kit with birds and cherry blossoms, and she's just done a fabulous job with this. The colors, the pinks, the browns, the yellows, it just screams spring. So I was super excited when she allowed me the opportunity to create a project for her, and I will be staying on to create some future projects with her. So really excited about this. So without further ado, what I created was, it's a TN size printable. For those of you who don't know, that's a traveler's notebook size. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera. I apologize. It's I love TN size. For me, that's the perfect size. I love using it. And so what I did was I created the TN style minis that I wanted to do, and I was going to house them in just a regular, hardcover to keep them protected. And then this idea came to me while I was sleeping one night, and I decided that I really wanted to create this kind of folio style fun thing that I could set someplace and not worry about the journals getting damaged or anything. So what I came up with is, it's a hard chipboard cover folio, and I have decorated it up. Here I added some avocado dyed lace that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby. This is sari silk that I just pleated on the sewing machine. I used some beautiful papers, and I'm going to show you what paper lines I used in addition to hers. Hers are the only digitals used throughout this. And this is the spine. So this is where it opens, and then this is the spine for when it's being displayed or stood up. And of course my cover. So before I get going and forget, the paper pads that I used was one called the French Country Stack, and it's by Die Cuts with a View. I will tell you, I've had this in my stash for a while. I do not know if it is still out there. So if it is not, I apologize, but I'm a little bit of a stash hoarder till I find the perfect project. And I did use a sheet of paper out of this, which was this, I don't know if you can see, but it's writing with gold foiling. It's a craft colored paper. And that came from this, which I'm pretty sure is still available at Joann's, I know. Die Cuts with a View preserved paper, it's called, and it has gold foiling throughout, but I just used that one sheet out of here. So I really liked how that went with it as well. Just kind of picked it up. So what I have here is that this opens up. So what I did so that this stays closed is it's magnetic. So there are 3 magnets, really strong earth magnets here, with washers over here that they connect to. So this is just plain when you open it up, and this is out of that French Country Stack. I really liked the music paper with the flowers. The flowers reminded me a little bit of cherry blossoms. I'm not saying that they are, but and then this opens up once more. Now there's nothing attached to those outside 2 covers that you are not able to see. This one here and this one here. I will have to move this because the whole thing does not fit in camera frame. I apologize. But what it is there for is so that when you open this up, you can open those journals out. Now the other nice thing that I did was I'm sure you noticed, there are eyelets here that I thread elastic through. So these journals are completely removable from here. So if I fill this up and I want to make new ones, or I just want to take it out to work in, it will come out completely. So I really liked the idea of that. So I covered the whole inside of this with 2 different pattern papers from that collection. This is the outside spine that had the lace on it, and then the other one. So every other one I did with the green print or the striped print. So let me start on this other side here. And the cover of this journal is actually here, so when this is open it's kind of backwards, but I didn't want to attach the eyelets here for fear it would interfere with the magnets. So these TNs are made, these 2 are made from file folders, and I was just trying to be creative with file folders and see, because they offered some durability. I did my seam binding and scrunched it up so it has kind of a older vintage look, and these just come untied, and they are not attached permanently to the book itself. I just actually brought them through the twine I used to bind the book with, so it will pull out if I want to, if I need to replace it or anything like that. So this is the first journal I made, and I printed the cover on cardstock to make it a little more durable, and then I made it into a pocket, so it's only glued on the upper and lower edges, and then I created a altered tag with a little fabric tab here to go inside of it. And what I did here was this paper and this paper are scrapbook paper, a little bit of washi tape here, and I took one of the pages and I just fussy cut out the image that I liked and glued that on. I did add a little washi down here. This was off the page itself, and then this was just some vintage music paper I had. Now the back, all I've done is just dress it up a little bit. You'll see some diagonal lines there. It's actually the embossing on the paper because there's glitter. I don't know if you can see that glitter or not, or that sheen, but it's really pretty paper. So that goes back in there, if it will go in. If not, I'm not going to mess with it. It went right in, imagine that. That never happens on camera. So this opens up. You could put a word on the tab here if you wanted to, or inside here. This is, make sure I'm in frame here, one of the pages in her kit. And then I've added in just other pages in between them. So here was a sliver of that gold foiled writing paper, and I also got creative with her digital and I shrunk it down. And my printer allows me to print in different sizes, so what I did here was I reduced down the size of the pages, and I made 3 tiny little tags and just put a little lace topper on them, and I put a little Tim Holtz staple through it. These have just been altered and aged on the back, so you could use them for writing or whatever you wanted to do. I sewed the little pockets, so there's 3 little pockets on here they go into. So that is how that is. And then this is avocado dyed paper that I punched the edge of it, just for something different, decoration. I've never done anything like that, so I really thought that was a cute, clever little idea. The back, you could journal on, whatever you want to do there. You could cover it up so you don't see the stitching. This is just a doily. This is one of the ephemera pieces in the kit. Loved it. I put it on a doily, and that is on an avocado dyed dictionary page that I had. Another page from the kit here. I did do some stamping throughout just to dress it up a little bit so it wasn't so plain. This is a clear, I'm sorry, not a clear, but a see-through, oh gosh, I just forgot the name of these. What are they called? Glassine bag. Oh my gosh. It's amazing how when you're on camera things escape you. This is one of the pages, and it's on, I glued it to piece of file folded that I had left. Aged the back of it and just stapled on this little piece of trim for decoration and as a pull tab. But that's what was great about this kit, was that you could do so much with it. You could fussy cut images, you could cut them down, you could shrink them down. Debbie's kits are so versatile and great to use together. The other thing I would tell you, this paper on the back of all of the pages from the Spring Woodland Kit, she also had an option in her shop where there were different colored lined papers, and I really wanted some lined paper in here. So that's what these are, and I'm not sure you can see it. It's really faint, which I love. So all of the lined digital papers in here are from her shop also. There's a little doily behind here, and this is glued onto music paper. Another page from the kit. Love the birds. I love birds, so it was a perfect kit. Some more stamping here. Another doily. This is some coffee dyed music composition paper. Another page from the kit. And more stamping. Now this is the center of my signature. I use some pretty green and white twine to tie my books together. More stamping here. This is another digital page of hers. And the books, as I said, they come out. So this elastic just allows me to remove the book should I want to. So that is there in all of them. Another page, some more composition music paper, doily, more stamping here. This was part of the ephemera. This was actually considered an envelope. I trimmed it down, left one side because I wanted it to be a pocket. And what I did here was I altered a card catalog library card. This is just a little fabric tab, some vintage music paper. I distressed around the edges. These were just fussy cuts from her pages, and then a little bit of that scrapbooking paper. And the back is blank for pictures, journaling, whatever. So that just fits in there. I really loved that idea. More stamping here. Another doily with another ephemera piece from the kit. And we're at the end, and then here on the back cover I did the same thing. I left an open pocket and I created another tag. This tag, I have the shrunk down images. I cut into this one to be able to insert it so that they fit together nicely without losing any of the images. This is also a piece of ephemera from her kit. This was actually part of that envelope cut off, these two pieces. I didn't want to waste them, and I really liked the aqua dots with the writing in them. So it's all on this piece of scrapbook paper, and then I just collaged in music paper and those scraps and these two shrunk down pieces and the ephemera. And then I also have some cheesecloth in here. So that kind of just ties it all together with the rest of it. And I had pink and brown cheesecloth that I used just to tie it in, because the pink with the flowers and the brown with the birds. So that goes back in there. And I'm not going to worry about tying that right now. And then the second one is also a file folder. I love the image on the front. And with this one, rather than doing side pockets, I did upper pockets. So these have little pull tabs on them. Sorry, they're in there pretty good. So again, the image here, I did 3 sizes. The original image size, the smaller one you just saw on that tag, and then this size here. They were perfect for like crafting tags and everything throughout this kit. And again, this is just more of that scrapbook paper, music paper, her image, and a little fabric tab. And then there was some washi tape here I had with birds and butterflies, which I thought went really well with it. And it's on file folder, so it's really sturdy. So I'm not going to slide that back in because I know it won't go in easily. And so page from the kit, more avocado dyed paper. the pages in the kit, I love them. I love the little definitions and the age tape look and the images. I mean, there was so much to love about this kit. It was just perfect. More stamping. These are little ephemera pieces in the kit. I added some cheesecloth and just some little die cuts to dress it up. This was an ephemera piece. I layered it on a doily, and then I used another ephemera piece to tuck in there so it's a pocket. This was a piece I cut off from one of the pages itself. More of the digital kit. More stamping here. This is a glassine envelope, so I just stuck a little piece of ephemera in there, and I glued it on the two sides so I could use it as a pocket. So behind it is this beautiful little ephemera piece that came in the kit. So that's there. I mean, the birds just look so real, like they're gonna fly off the pages. And this was, I mean, this bird and this one here, I think were my two favorites. I think I used them the most, in case you hadn't noticed. This is coffee dyed paper. More stamping. Here's the middle of the signature, again with the elastic so it's removable. And then this was an ephemera piece, and what I did was I decided to make it into a double tuck spot. So I folded it over the page, and so both sides have this second size that I printed in the little tags. So those just come out. More stamping here. This is the Tim Holtz little pocket die, and this was an ephemera piece in the kit, so I just tucked that in there. This also on top of a little cheesecloth, and then I used the smaller size that I made and made them into cute little tags that I just put in the pockets here. So there's two of those. And more stamping, and I just got creative there with the little bird feet. I thought that was cute. Another pocket, I used just a scrap of that scrapbooking paper. This is an ephemera piece in the kit on a doily, and then this is also another ephemera piece in the kit that I've just cut out, and then I cut that image out and glued that on the page just for decoration. Another egg here from the ephemera kit with some little leaves. Another one of those tuck spots again. And we're at the back, and then back here there is one more tag. And again, same thing. It's all layered up on a piece of the file folder. This is the scrapbooking paper, one of the images, a fabric tab, washi tape, and vintage music paper on there. So that is that. So that's that side. So I'm just going to close that up and slide this way. And so with the file folder theme, because originally I was going to do 3, and then I saw something and decided I had to have a 4th, so evened it out, so there were 2 and 2 things on each side. So what I did here is I took a file folder, measured the size that I needed to match those, and I made it into a pocket folder. So one of her images is here on the outside, and then the inside I used a little bit of scrapbook paper out of that pad. And what I've done here is I created a little accordion fold with the smaller tags. Love this idea, and I just put some lace on the edges there. And then the back side, they're just seamed together with some avocado dyed paper, and then I just distressed it, so there's plenty of writing room or for photos or whatever you want to use it for. And then here I used some of her ephemera. I created a pocket. I used 2 of those smaller images and another of the ephemera pieces, and these have all been distressed too. So I love the aged look of this kit. Then these were just regular envelopes that you would use to mail. I used her images and covered it. I added a little bit of music paper here, some trim. I used some of the scrapbook paper for the envelope flaps. I didn't put anything on them to seal them, just because I thought it would make it harder to open them. And then I used her pages and I just cut around the images and left this edge straight so that they covered the envelope. There's nothing in them right now, but you could put whatever you wanted in them. And then I did the back the same way with adding a little bit of music paper. The other side, same thing. I used that same image. I really like that image, so I used it here. Pocket with, again, a couple little smaller size pages that I shrunk down, and then a little tag that came in the ephemera. So those go in there. And then what I did here, this is the shrunk down image again, and it worked perfectly. I did it on just 2, and what this was is one of those trifold time tickets. So I just covered those 2 because it was like a front and back cover. I left this for journaling. And on the inside, oh, and before I get there, there's this cute little, it's a tab sticking out, but it's a cute little spot where you could do journaling or something. So there is a tiny little, if I can find it to put back in there, tiny little pocket here that I left open so you could insert that. But the tab was in case you stuck it someplace so you would know it was there. And what I did on the inside is I created tiny little notepads. These were just offcuts of the paper, and there's 3 in each column. I stapled them together and glued them down, and I just thought they were the cutest little thing. And then the back is available for journaling. So it was just something I thought, oh, that would be cute and clever. So it's just a cute little notebook. You could even just throw it in your purse if you needed something small to jot notes down or something. And then here's the back. This is another page. And the very last journal, and I'm sorry this video is so long, guys. This one I made out of 3 craft colored envelopes. I did trim them down to work and then re-glued them together because the size was just too long. But I love the way this turned out, and I will definitely be making more of these. Now this, I did make a little bit of a 1/4" spine here. And then this opens up, and there's a pocket here, and this opens up in the back, and there's 2 more pockets here. So lots of little storage space in here, and then I will go through those and show you what's in them. So what I did here was, this is one of the smaller cards. Just altered it up a little bit and added a little fabric ruffle here, cheesecloth. This little tag here is in the kit, and of course you can journal on the back. And then these are 2 guest checks I did, just decoration stuff, you know, cute little things you could write on. So again, one of the small images, little scraps of music paper, scrapbook paper here, little bits of cheesecloth and lace. The backs you can write on. And the same thing here, little ephemera piece in the kit, the shrunk down digital, scrapbook paper, cheesecloth, lace, and the little ruffle. So I really love the way those turned out. I think they're super cute. And then I got a little creative here and decided, ooh, vellum would be fun to use. So I printed one of the pages on vellum. So it's totally see-through. I love that look. And then behind it, I put this cool avocado dyed paper, and I just put little strips here of music paper just to dress up the page. Here, I took one of the smaller ones and I cut it in half and used it as 2 little banner pieces which become tuck spots for the medium-sized shrunk down image. And then this one I added in some cute bird pages that reminded me of the birds in the kit. Not that one. This was just a cutoff from the dictionary pages I used. And here what I did is I took the smaller images and I glued 2 together, so it's just a cute little flip. This one I used some of those die cuts that I had cut out before. The Tim Holtz little pocket. This is one of the little ephemera pieces in the kit, as well as these. And I shrunk the ephemera pieces down too, so they worked perfectly to fit in here. And then I took one of the small tags, and I have a Stampin' Up! Punch I used to make it into a tag, and I thought that was really cute too. I think I missed that tag putting some ribbon on it too. Another page from the kit. Then I used some of those smaller pieces I had left to make them into tuck spots and used the medium size in there. This was some of the scrapbook paper, and I just punched a half circle to make it a cute little tuck spot there. More die cutting. The book page. Another piece of dictionary with the smaller tags as a flip. Die cut, and then up here I used that Stampin' Up! whale tail punch tab. I forget what it's called. So that was just something cute to mark the center of the book. And then I also had some of the pieces where I'd fussy cut that I decided I didn't want to waste them, so I cut out these cute little butterflies. And they're only glued in the center, so you could pop them up if you wanted to. More die cut, the rest of the dictionary page, the other part of that book page, more of her digital lined paper, another half circle here is a tuck spot, another butterfly up there. This is that Stampin' Up! Tag punch that you can make it into. This one I got the ribbon on, I see. I use a cute butterfly there just to dress that up. This is just some music paper. Another of the small and medium size. More just dressing up some of the plain pages so they weren't so plain, but another punch and music paper there, die cut, dictionary, the rest of the book page. The other half of that banner piece, which I used for a tuck spot. And we're at the end with the back of the vellum. And I just think it's so pretty that you can see the vellum from both sides. So this is one of the flip outs. And in here I have stuck one of the medium-sized plain tags, and that's been distressed on the back for journaling. And then I altered one of them with some stuff here these were both items from the kit. And to get this larger, what I did, a little trick here for you, cut it in half, glued half here, and then attached it. So I was just trying to be creative with some of the pieces so that they looked a little different. Here what I did is I took two of the medium ones, put them together, stapled them. I had a little washi here for reinforcement, used the little tab, and I cut out one of the tiny little definition words off one of the pages. And then this is just also a little notebook full of some of the cut-off pieces. So that goes in there. And then the last thing is there's this cute little petal envelope, and I just dressed it up with one of the smaller images I had cut in half and put some cheesecloth behind it. And this opens up to reveal some cute little cards that are in the kit. And those are really cute. So that is pretty much my creation that I did for Debbie Ann with the Spring Woodland kit that she just released. I'm in love with the kit. I know I will be using this to make some other projects in the future. And I hope you have enjoyed what I created and made for this. And in the description box below, I will have links to the kit if you'd like to purchase it yourself and try to make something pretty also. Debbie Ann, thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to working with you for future projects. So thanks everybody, have a great day, and we'll be back soon. Bye!